In terms of the type of funds that got the donation over a pandemic, where did you see that? I have to assume because of job losses, rise in inflation is a big theme this year. Is it food banks? Is it healthcare?
Yeah, that's great guesses. So what we've seen overwhelmingly, and we see this time and time again with Canadians, very generous country, very generous people, and we respond. And so throughout the pandemic, we've seen huge increases in donations made to social services organizations like food banks, like homeless shelters, and also those health organizations that you mentioned, all of our hospital foundations and folks dealing on the front lines of the pandemic. But we have also seen increases in donations to, actually the largest increase that we saw in 2020 was to Indigenous serving organizations. Mm-hmm. And this was also a response to the social justice movements that began in 2020 and have continued to move on into 2021.
What charitable donations or organizations then took a backseat where we didn't see funding?
Yeah, I think that when there is a crisis at home, I think that becomes an immediate need and an immediate there becomes an urgency there for Canadians, and so we didn't see as big of a growth when we look at organizations that work internationally, and also organizations in the environmental field didn't see quite that same amount of growth that we saw with those organizations that are serving our most vulnerable during this difficult time.
Yeah, and typically arts gets a lot.
Yes.
I have to think that
so that was a yes. So that and I mentioned there too. Many of our arts organizations have been unable, and throughout the pandemic, even to date, have been unable to generate any revenue when it comes to ticket sales, which is usually the bulk. So we did see an increase in online giving to kind of make up for that lost revenue, but definitely those arts and cultural organizations have been struggling throughout the pandemic. And even if they have been able to bring back performances, as we know, they've been subject to health and safety protocols, as they should be, as well as capacity limits.
All right, Jacob, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Cool.